Okay, this is a first crack at a general strength series designed with volleyball in mind, specifically at the setter position, which is the athlete that you see here. Going through each pattern, we're focused on the overhead demands of the sport, and the med ball is really just a test. It's going to give us a lot of information as far as how efficient the athlete is in transferring energy through the trunk into the upper body from the lower body, and vice versa, especially on some of the med ball throws where we do not release. So let me just go right into the analysis here. So the first pattern is going to be a hop and jump throw. So this creates more of an elastic response versus jumps done in place. Do a set of 3 reps here. Pretty straightforward. These throws here are jumps in place without a release, so this actually focuses on the transition coming back into the ground. So if you have athletes who tend to be overextenders and overextend from the back specifically, this is something that will teach them to have to maintain that stiffness in the trunk. Otherwise, you're going to see a loss of energy coming back into the ground, and you'll see that they're not able to repeat the jump effort without having to reload that stiffness mechanism. So what we want to do is really teach them to stay centered through the trunk so that they're able to maintain the up and down motion with the med ball getting a full range of movement there. She's actually a little bit tired. This was her first crack at it, and we pushed it pretty hard in the general warm-up that preceded this. Just a series of skips and jumps and bounding movements. This is focused specifically on the lateral movement and the transitions made at the setter position, but also just like the general scheme of setting and blocking. Same thing, jumping without the release. This last series is just really just lateral movement emphasis. There's a lateral throw step, there's a lateral jump, a crossover with a lateral jump back to base is the sequence that we're using. We're doing 4 of each, so not very demanding on the repetition front. But you're going to see that she's actually got a couple of points where she's got energy leaks, if you will, as the simplest way to refer to them. You'll see a breakdown of the stiffness in the trunk, and that affects the drive of the movement and full extension of each pattern. Again, this was a first crack at it, and she was pretty tired at it. You'll see that she actually breaks down a bit through this, but it's again, this was our first attempt. Cross with the jump back. This we'd like to see more level, staying more level through that whole pattern and not having as much of an up and down. Still encouraging her because this was pretty tough getting through it all. Job.